Hey everyone, welcome back to my 30 days of JavaScript LeetCode challenge. Today's problem is very practical one. We are going to implement our own debounce function in JavaScript, something that's used a lot in real world front-end project. Now let's see the question explanation. The question says we are given a function fn and a time t in milliseconds. We need to return a debounce version of that function. What does debounce mean? A debounce function delays execution of fn by t milliseconds. If the debounced function is called again within that delay, the previous scheduled execution is cancelled and the timer restarts. When the timer finally completes with no interruption, fn is executed with the latest argument. So it's like saying only run this function after the user has stopped calling it for at least t milliseconds. You can go through the examples. There are 3 examples given out there, and let's see the thought process. How do we implement debounce? We want this behavior every time the debounced function is called. We cancel any previous timer if it exists. We start a new setTimeout for t milliseconds. When that timer finishes with no interruptions, it calls fn. So we need 1. A variable to store the current timeoutId when the debounced, and 2. When the debounced function is called, if timeoutId exists, call clearTimeout to cancel the previous scheduled execution, then create a new timeout. timeoutId equals to setTimeout function, t. That's it. The latest call always wins, and fn only runs once after there is a pause of at least t milliseconds between calls. Now let's see the code. We define the debounce function. It receives the original function fn and the delay time t in milliseconds. Now we declare a variable timeoutId as we discussed earlier outside the returned function. This will store the id of the currently scheduled timeout, so we can cancel it if a new call comes in. And in line number 3, we return a new function. This is the debounce version of fn. It can take any number of arguments, so we use the operator args. And over here we check if there is already a pending timeout. If timeout is not undefined, it means a previous call scheduled fn but it has not executed yet. So we clear timeout to cancel that earlier execution. Over here now we schedule a new timeout. setTimeout waits t milliseconds. When the time is up, it calls the arrow function which calls fn with the latest argument. So we save the new timeoutId into timeoutId so that if another call comes in before tms, we can cancel this one too. And this closes the return function and completes the debounce implementation. That's the rebound problem. And we learned how to delay a function call and cancel previous ones, which is super useful for things like search inputs, window resize events, and scroll events in real world front-end development. If this video helped you understand debounce, please like the video, drop a comment, and subscribe to follow the rest of the 30 days of JavaScript LeetCode challenge. And I will see you in the next one. Thank you everyone.